Welcome to Forgotten Worlds. In the heart of Andalusia lies Seville, old, proud, quiet. Its alleys breathe centuries, stored in stone. Footsteps, prayers, whispers. The light fades, the shadows grow, and with the night comes an old unease. The year 1649, a scar in the memory of this city. That summer, the Great Plague arrived with the tide, silently in the belly of ships at dusk. It slipped into the harbour, anchored, then through dark city gates, and with it fear entered. The doctors' masks cast long shadows, their breath smelled of vinegar and smoke. The plague had a silent companion, ever-present fear. Seville was a maze of narrow alleys and crowded neighbourhoods. Closeness, once a comfort, became a curse. The sickness spread like fire in dry fields, in homes, in markets, in churches, everywhere. Soon there wasn't enough room for the living, and none for the dead. Coffins moved in the twilight. A city known for its lively spirit fell silent. The sounds of celebration gave way to the tolling of funeral bells in the night. The Hospital de las Cinco Llagas stood like a stronghold against the flood of death, the last refuge for an entire city. Through its gates came the sick, the dying, the poor, the forgotten. In chapels lit by candlelight, prayers were whispered. Silhouettes of nuns in front of the altar, shadows danced on the walls. A small group fought a war they couldn't win, but still offered comfort, water, a quiet word. They stood firm against the coming darkness, step by step, bed by bed. This house was more than just stone and mortar. It was built from courage and the desperation of a city on its knees. In 1649, Seville was hit like a ton of bricks. It was a rich port city, but sickness doesn't care how rich you are. The ships in the harbour just sat there, trade and hope just stopped. Church books filled up with names, page after page, almost half the city's people died. What was left was a quietness, only broken by the sound of funeral bells. The Hospital de las Cinco Llagas, a grand building from the Spanish Renaissance. Its front, wide, strong, never going out of style. Curved hallways touched by the soft light, arches that hold the breath of hundreds of years. The main chapel, stone, gold, prayer. Big courtyards, quiet inside the walls. It was meant to show kindness and healing. But in 1649, these halls became hallways of death. The city was packed. The hospital had space, but no money. Doctors looked for cures. Mostly it was no use. The Hermanas carried the load, bed by bed, night after night. They cleaned wounds, changed sheets, fed the weak, and they prayed by the bed in whispers with flickering light. Groans, footsteps, the breath of those with fever. Death was close. Still they stayed, small flames against an endless night. Among the many who served and suffered, one name remained. It has lasted through the centuries. It's whispered in legends and found on the edge of tattered old records. Few words, a lot of meaning. Sor Esperanza, Sister Hope, a name like a candle in the wind, fitting for a place of despair. Who she was is a blur. A religious name maybe, her birth name lost. The person small, her impact big. The facts are few, but the story carries on. She stands for many who were quiet and worked, giving water, cleaning wounds, finding words. Sor Esperanza became the face of their bravery. She stayed at her post when others gave up, a quiet light in an endless night. The whispers of Sor Esperanza. Deep down, only shadows and breath. Empty beds, cold metal. Something remains. She was seen there, whispering in the dark, words for no one, or for those who are no longer here. Candles flicker. The air responds. A breath, as if someone else is still listening. Corridors in moonlight. Curtains move without a step. The line feels thin. Madness or miracle. Her watch never ended. The legend breathes softly. From the legend, we step into the records. The search will be patient and hard. In the registers, no miracles, just ink, numbers, sealed documents, records, medicine supplies, letters between the city and the church. A doctor notes, una hermana de incansable espíritu, atirele sister. A priest writes down oraciones largas y fervientes. No name, but everyone knows the figure. Fragments, no portrait. Sor Esperanza as a composite, the unknown soldier of this war. To understand, you walk. Arched hallways, cold stone, your breath gets quieter. Footsteps on worn doorsteps, fingers tracing scars on the walls, iron rings, sooty wall lamps, light skims over damp plaster, dust dances in the stillness. Time holds its breath. Courtyard at night. The fountain murmurs, cypress trees like guards. The moon draws crosses on the ground. Every stone an echo, every crack a name without a voice. 1649 weighs heavily here. You keep walking. Nothing moves, yet something stays. It stays in the stone. The story of Sor Esperanza lives on in quiet tales, told plainly without any drama. At night, the corridors seem to listen. Staff members talk about moments that are hard to explain. A breath of cold air, a candle on the windowsill flickering for no clear reason. Some see a shadow quietly moving along the wall, right where the hallway turns. No body, just a movement in the dim light. Doors slowly creak open, as if someone just touched the handle. And yet the hallway is empty. In the chapel, empty pews, silent walls. Some say they hear a distant shuffling, as if someone is keeping watch between the rows. These stories can't be proven, but they are told again and again, very calmly. Echoes abosh the May. Tek ossus an apicudas. Tebe soketev. Machas bont bender dern, den no sinet saturdaton. When we look at Seville in the year 1649, we see two things. First, the facts. A deadly sickness swept through Seville. We know this from numbers, old papers, and stories written at the time. It's very clear. The pain was real. The loss was real. This truth is the base of everything. Second, how people reacted. They made up stories to make sense of the mess. Sister Esperanza. She's more than just a scary story. She's a picture of kindness and endless watching over others. Facts and legends don't fight each other. They go together. From sadness comes a symbol. Hope when things are really bad. So we are left with a story that doesn't have a simple ending. Silence, breath, darkness, The plague in Seville, a wound that became a scar. The hospital, a quiet reminder of suffering and strength. In its halls, Sister Esperanza remains, somewhere between fact and a strong legend. A hero, a martyr, a ghost. We tell this story to understand the darkness. What happened in the darkest nights of 1649? Who lit up Sister Hope? The old records give clues, but no answers. Maybe the truth lies between words and whispers. Some call it a ghost, others a memory. It doesn't matter. She is there. Thanks for watching. If you liked this trip into the shadows of Seville, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit like, and share your thoughts in the comments. See you next time on Vergessene Welten.